This Saturday, and welcome to Old Trafford for this World Cup qualifying match between England, the big favourites in Group 6, and Northern Ireland, still searching for their first victory in the section, but unbeaten away from home since Lawrie Sanchez took charge just over a year ago. Hello from me, Derek Ray, and from Tommy Smith, who joins me for commentary here on ESPN. Hi, Tommy.
Well, Derek, it's one of those days in Northern Ireland looking for something out of it, but it's going to be very tough for them. I mean, they're completely outclassed here. A team that has really struggled in the past 10 years.
It's the 8th team in the world against the team ranked 111th in the world. And it's a packed Old Trafford. There's not a ticket to be had. Stories are circulating that the touts outside are charging up to 8 times face value. Let's have a look at the equation in Group 6. England looking comfortable, but they haven't dazzled in terms of their performances so far.
No, well, the only danger that is going to come for them, of course, is Poland, and even at that, they're still going to be assured of a playoff spot because I can't see anybody else catching them. And this should be easy for them today. They should be sitting on top tonight with 13 points. But I guess you have to play these things. You never know. Northern Ireland could come up with something special.
As England also have a home match coming up in midweek on Wednesday up at St James's Park against Azerbaijan. For Northern Ireland after this, it's a trip to Poland. Well, England make 3 changes from the side that drew 0-0 with Holland last month. Rio Ferdinand and John Terry returning to take the places of Wes Brown and Jamie Carragher in central defence. Joe Cole, on the strength of superb club form for Chelsea, is named in the starting lineup for the first time in a competitive match for England. He comes in for the injured Sean Wright-Phillips. For Northern Ireland, Lawrie Sanchez has picked Bristol City's Tommy Docherty rather than Steve Davis of Aston Villa. The main goal-scoring sources for Northern Ireland are left-winger Stuart Elliott, who's netted 28 for Hull City in League One this season, and striker David Healy, who's dispatched 16 goals for his country in the past, making him the top scorer of all time.
Well, Keith Gillespie is still going around. You might remember him. He played with Manchester United, then with Newcastle and Blackburn. And, of course, Beard, Murdoch, Hughes, Capaldi at the back. Gillespie, Johnson, Doherty and Whitley across midfield. And Healy and Elliott expected to do the business up front.
More than 6,000 fans have made the journey from Northern Ireland across the sea here to Old Trafford. Capacity here just over 68,000. And England hoping for 3 more points on their way to the World Cup finals next year. But Lawrie Sanchez and his team might have 1 or 2 things to say about that. Lawrie Sanchez, one of the heroes, of course, for Wimbledon back in the 1988 FA Cup final when they shocked Liverpool. Can Northern Ireland shock England? The match referee is Wolfgang Stark from Germany. It's World Cup qualifying from Group 6. And we're just seconds away from kickoff. It's a pleasant early spring afternoon here in Manchester. And the underdogs, Northern Ireland, kick off. England might view today's opponents a bit like an annoying fly to be swatted away with contempt. But in Northern Irish ranks, it's the biggest match they'll ever play. The 90 minutes they'll tell the grandchildren about someday. Patience from England right at the start. Got John Terry in the heart of the defence. He's been in magnificent form for Chelsea of late. Rio Ferdinand. No Sol Campbell, remember. He's still out injured. Andy Johnson had to pull out through injury earlier on this week because of an ankle problem. Steven Gerrard sitting in just in front of the England rear guard. The 2 Manchester United players together, Ferdinand and Gary Neville. And it's a bit watchful from England right at the beginning here.
Well, you would imagine that they might have went after them. I thought they would have come out and gone after Northern Ireland. I mean, when you look at Northern Ireland, you see Rushton and Diamonds, and you look at England and you see Manchester United. It's a huge difference. It's a huge gulf in terms of the players that they've out there. But Northern Ireland, this is always, as you said, going to be a very special game for them. And I would expect that Northern Ireland will lift their game. They'll certainly play above what they're capable of doing under normal circumstances, especially if England's going to play like this.
Trying to prise open the Northern Ireland defence. Just swept away by Chris Baird in the nick of time for the visitors. It comes to Tony Capaldi on this near side, the Plymouth defender.
Oh, Capaldi couldn't keep the ball in play. A little bit of pressure there from Beckham.
Gary Neville with the England throw. England being roared on here at Old Trafford. Aaron Hughes is the man who's anchoring the Northern Ireland defence. The Newcastle United defender and the captain of Northern Ireland. Now Joe Cole. Sven-Göran Eriksson has talked a lot about the extent to which Cole has matured over recent months. And play on here. And the chance was there for England. The shot by Joe Cole wide of the target.
Well, Joe Cole looks like he's going to be something very, very special. Cutting in from his right-hand side, although that shot left a lot to be desired. He was wide open on it.
Joe Cole looking forward, no doubt, to Chelsea's forthcoming jousts with Bayern Munich in the quarter-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Only his third start for England, his first in a competitive international. Ashley Cole. On the way back to Paul Robinson. Now Gary Neville. England's first choice right back by some distance. And Colin Murdoch sweeps it behind for the corner. The first of the match.
Well, Murdoch sensed the danger. Michael Owen was right on him.
And that shot from just outside the area. Again, Joe Cole was lurking menacingly. Steven Gerrard. Joe Cole once again. And John Terry remained forward after that corner. He's so dangerous getting on the end of corners. Big Chelsea defender. Northern Ireland on the back foot. This is Baird. Southampton's books, but can't get a regular game, can't get a look in at all at the St Mary's Stadium.
It's funny how you end up playing internationally for your country and you can't play with a team that's struggling down in the lower regions of the Premiership, isn't it? And you see Roy Carroll, of course, on the bench today. First choice from Manchester United most of the year. He can't get a game with Northern Ireland, so it's a funny old game the way these teams are picked.
Mike Taylor once again preferred to Roy Carroll in goal for Northern Ireland. David Beckham wearing the captain's armband, but if you listen to the phone-in programmes on the radio here in England, you'll hear that quite a few of the England supporters feel that he's not the right man for that job. Now Keith Gillespie. He's never quite taken off, has he, Gillespie, over the years? He's now 30, of course, started here at Old Trafford with Manchester United. Had prominent stints with both Newcastle and Blackburn.
Oh, he was in that original class of Beckham, Giggs, Gillespie, Neville's.
And Cole again trying to work his magic on the left. So if Northern Ireland can get forward with authority for the first time in this match. David Healy. An all-time top goal scorer. And another former Manchester United player. Lampard. Tremendous poise. Ashley Cole. Now Gary Neville. With almost 6 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. Wayne Rooney. And Capaldi getting stuck in with grim determination.
Capaldi did very well. He read the angle very well and got a touch under the ball. Just took it away from Rooney. Just enough to disrupt what was going on.
David Beckham to deliver. All eyes on John Terry. And the header does come in. Well, Terry's become so adept at netting from that sort of range, following on from corner kicks.
That one looked like it was there too, because the keeper was out of position. He goes for that back post and he just drives it up over the top of it. It would have been a tough job for Whitley to take that out of there had it been on target. Good header by Terry, and it's something that he's become so good at.
One of those who feel that John Terry would be the ideal England captain and not David Beckham. The substitutes bench for England this afternoon, plenty of depth there. I think Ledley King would walk into most national teams. Oh, it's been a lively start to the match here by Joe Cole for England. And Mike Taylor's there to gather. He's a real live wire, isn't he?
Yeah, I think I'm more accustomed to seeing him on the right-hand side than I am on the left-hand side, but he certainly has a lot of talent.
Andy Kirk, one of the strikers available to Laurie Sanchez. He's playing these days for Northampton Town. You might remember him as the former Hearts player in Scotland.
I have a feeling at some point you might see him in the game too.
And the Northern Ireland supporters making themselves heard here at Old Trafford. Recorded just one victory in the last 30 years of internationals between the two countries. Of course, they used to meet every year as part of the Home International Championship. That victory came back in 1972 at Wembley by a 0-0 with Terry Neal, the former Arsenal manager, scoring the only goal.
Well, when you look back over Northern Ireland, I mean, they've had a great past. I'm not sure what the future holds for them, but they've certainly had a very glorious past. Well, this is a case of just stepping in behind that last defender. Very, very close when the ball was played.
Ashley Cole adjudged to have been in the offside position. It's been a difficult week for Ashley Cole, with the tapping up story taking centre stage here in England. Mike Taylor of Birmingham. Tommy Docherty losing out there in midfield. It's Rooney and Owen is trying to locate the ball for England. Cole's there and Murdoch barring the door. Joe Cole again. Pressure here from England with almost 9 minutes on the stopwatch. It was a very important piece of defending by Colin Murdoch. And now Healy. He can play a bit. It's taken out by Frank Lampard.
Healy's got lovely touches on the ball, Derek. For a big man, he comports himself very well. He's got good balance, he's got good skill, and you can see Lampard just comes and just basically rattles into him.
Lampard, who scored a stunning goal against Crystal Palace in the Barclays Premier League last week.
You would have to feel that Gillespie and Healy could ask a few questions of this English defence if they can get them the ball in any kind of good shape.
And Hughes has gone forward, but they keep it on the ground. Whitley was there. Damian Johnson was trying to latch onto it. Sven-Göran Eriksson spoke yesterday about the strength of Northern Ireland at set pieces, feeling that they're not to be underestimated when it comes to free kicks and corners. And Johnson once more, another member of the Birmingham contingent. This is Docherty. Very nearly represented England at youth level. In fact, was warming up as a squad member for them. He was recalling the other day, but didn't get on, and as a result was able to commit himself to Northern Ireland.
Gerrard commits himself there and commits the foul. One of the great names in football, hasn't he? Tommy Docherty, huh?
And he was actually born on St Patrick's Day as Tommy Docherty.
They should have called him Paddy Docherty,
as opposed to the Scottish Tommy Docherty. 10 minutes gone here, and Murdoch, the whistle had gone, much to Colin Murdoch's chagrin.
Well, Murdoch's certainly not afraid to put himself about. He's made a couple of key stops on the opposite end, and then he comes up trying to rattle the defence a little bit here.
Murdoch, who's now playing up the road for Crewe Alexandra, having been released by Hibs and their manager Tony Mowbray. Not all that surprising, considering he hadn't featured on the Hibs side for a couple of months. Formidable midfield alliance. Lampard and Gerrard. The centre there for England. Away by Murdoch. Almost fell very kindly for David Beckham. And Healy. Gerrard. And the tackle was clean in the opinion of German referee Wolfgang Stark. Oh, lovely play by England. Lampard had gone forward. He got that pass from Wayne Rooney.
Murdoch again. He's the key man, isn't he? The question is, can he keep it up for 90 minutes? He's working hard out there.
Ashley Cole. Steven Gerrard. Playing that bit deeper than Lampard. It was cumbersome by Murdoch.
Oh, Murdoch, very dangerous tackle. Very, very dangerous. I'm surprised he didn't get a card on that.
The two Coles linking up. It's Joe Cole. Ashley Cole finds himself just on the edge of the penalty area now. Gary Neville. Winning his 75th cap for England. Now Beckham floats it in. It's gone behind for the corner. A very lively atmosphere inside Old Trafford on this Easter Saturday afternoon. Ferdinand and Terry have gone up as Beckham takes the corner. And Lampard is trying to get his head to it. A bit of jockeying for position going on inside the area between Lampard and Murdoch.
Oh, Murdoch's certainly been the central man so far.
And this is the scene here at a sold-out Old Trafford. 68,000 inside, watching England against Northern Ireland in World Cup qualifying. Forward by Hughes. Also going great guns for Newcastle United as they try to win 2 trophies and end their silverware drought, which goes all the way back to 1969. Ashley Cole for England. Now the busy Joe Cole, he's so difficult to dispossess, and he appears to be in the mood here. His opening few minutes. Now he has Hughes for company. Just a bit too much height on that, with Beckham available inside the Northern Ireland box. But he's catching the eye, as Joe Cole.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's got beautiful moves down on that left wing. He's catching the eye much more than Beckham or Owen or Rooney, perhaps. I know it's early days, 15 minutes gone, but I'm a little bit surprised that England haven't tried to hammer home an advantage here.
Mike Taylor winning his 44th cap for Northern Ireland. Rooney. And it was a disappointing ball by Wayne Rooney. Johnson was there to pick it up for Northern Ireland. And that snapshot comes in. The idea was good. Well, they tried to work something special that time, Northern Ireland.
Well, this ball nicely knocked down. I mean, when you knock it down, you need to get on to the end of it, and it was knocked down by Stuart Elliott.
Tommy Doherty is the recipient of that little flick back by Stuart Elliott. One of an hour gone. England 0, Northern Ireland 0. It's Steven Gerrard. Rooney. More staunch rearguard action from Northern Ireland. Capaldi. Shouldn't forget, by the way, that Northern Ireland are still the reigning home international champions. They won the last home international championship back in 1987.
I think that's more by merit of it not being played rather than them winning it.
Now, a bit of a danger here, perhaps. Appeals from both sets of players. Michael Owen thought he had a corner, but a goal kick it is.
Northern Ireland played very well at the back here. Murdoch and company have done a good job. they have failed to get the two men involved that they really need to get involved. They need to get Healy involved, and they need to get Gillespie.
Oli Sanchez has put pen to paper yesterday on an extension to his contract. It ties him to Northern Ireland until 2007. So plenty of energetic running from Doherty in midfield, but they've opened Northern Ireland up this time, and Owen's in. Excellent piece of goalkeeping by Mike Taylor. And a head-in-hands moment for Michael Owen.
Oh, it was a beautiful ball. Michael Owen right down through the middle. Great running. He gets in behind the defenders, but watch how casually the keeper takes this ball. Mike Taylor made it look very, very easy, and believe me, it wasn't easy. But Owen would love to have that one back again, Derek. That should have been the opening score.
Michael Owen, who's netted 9 times for Real Madrid in La Liga this season. And still the speculation is there that he might want to make a swift return to the Premiership if the situation at Real Madrid doesn't change. The situation is one of having to be content primarily with a place on the bench. Whitley just running into Lampard there. And all the way back again towards Mike Taylor. It's the 97th meeting of these two countries. 74 wins for England, 6 for Northern Ireland, and 16 draws. They first met way back in 1882 at the Bloomfield ground in Belfast. The 13-0 scoreline remains England's biggest victory margin in an official international. A silversmith by the name of Howard Vaughton scored 5 goals that day. Now Gary Neville in position to take the England throw. England the overwhelming favourites in this section. Northern Ireland with a lot of work to do, having accumulated just 3 points from the first 4 matches.
But it's amazing, it seems like no matter what section England go into, it's very seldom that they ever are considered to be underdogs. You don't find England playing too often and they're considered underdogs, which is something really that they haven't lived up to. I mean, they haven't lived up to these great big favourites that they have been over the years. I mean, even this England team now, I mean, 20 minutes into this game, Northern Ireland, I don't think so. You should have them beaten by now.
Oh, fluency there from England as Owen found Gary Neville. And Rooney's header off the post. And away by Baird. An escape for Northern Ireland.
Well, just as I said, they should be beaten. The ball almost ends up at the back of the net. Should have ended up in the net.
Now Joe Cole. Steven Gerrard. And it was a bit careless. Oh, and going to ground, but no free kick forthcoming from the German referee Wolfgang Stark. Rio Ferdinand, and a touch of wrestling going on there.
Oh, Ferdinand doing the job of shielding the ball away. This ball comes inside, a nice header here by Rooney. Look at, he has the keeper beaten all ends up. Tries to get across to it, doesn't get there. And then Baird comes and he just bangs it out of there. Good header by Rooney. Nice turnaround header. He got a lot of power onto it. Just missed.
The closest we've seen to a goal so far. We've been playing for 20 minutes here at Old Trafford. Rooney again. He might fancy the shot here. It was a searing shot. And again, Mike Taylor was up to the challenge.
Oh, brilliant save here. Great shot by Rooney. Gets a lot of power onto it. This is a real stinger. England fans behind the goal thought it was in the back of the net, but Taylor had other ideas.
England pressing again at the corner. Maybe a little suspicion of climbing there by John Terry.
Well, it could be 3-0 on a different day. England fans are hoping that that's not the way it's going to go, because certainly Owen had a chance. Rooney's off the post, and then that good save here. You're going to see it again. This is a really good save. May have even taken a little bit of deflection on the way in off Murdoch's knee.
Wayne Rooney's 22nd appearance for England. Gillespie confronted by Terry over on the far side. And it's Ashley Cole with the England throw. Lampard. Neville. And Rooney did well. Gerrard had to flick it out to this near side. The interception was made by Capaldi. Johnson. Whitley. This is Baird. And Gillespie on the right for Northern Ireland. So they tried on that occasion to string a few passes together.
Healy's been very, very lax with the ball. He's let it be taken away from him a number of times. If you're playing in the middle like that and the ball ends up with you, you just can't give it up.
Northern Ireland, who had so many excellent players back in the 1980s. Of course, performed heroics at the World Cup finals in Spain in '82, qualified again in '86. It's been an uphill struggle for them in recent seasons. The quality simply not coming through. And the supporters are as enthusiastic as ever.
Had in those days, I mean, because they relied strictly on Northern Ireland players. Nowadays, I mean, you have a Norwegian born here, a German born, they'll take him in the same as the Republic do with, you know, if they can trace the lineage at all. I mean, you go back, names spring very quickly. Georgie Best, of course, perhaps the best one they ever produced.
Once again, Ferdinand has trotted forward as Beckham takes the free kick here for England, and the whistle's gone. Just a little bit of pushing there by Terry, I think.
Yeah, you could see him coming in the back post and he does a little bit of barging. The referee spotted him. There it is, up on the back there. Whitley was the man he took down.
Sven-Göran Eriksson's 50th match in charge of England. He's got his way over the 4-week break ahead of the World Cup finals next year. The FA Cup final will take place on the 13th of May, and that'll be that. And England will be in preparation mode before the finals, assuming they qualify, of course. It's not in the bag yet.
Wouldn't that be a kick in the pants if they didn't, after him getting his way?
Searching for the opening goal here against plucky Northern Ireland. Ashley Cole. Joe Cole. Lampard. Neville. They've been patient at times in this first half of England. Beckham. Neville. Trying to hassle Frank Lampard. The tricky Joe Cole. Oh, lovely ball. Beckham. They had to backtrack and then attempt to win the ball. Stuart Elliott can go forward with a little bit of menace. He's being urged to get back up onto his feet this time by the German referee Wolfgang Stark. And it's Rooney on this right-hand side now for England. Lampard. Joe Cole. Plenty of bodies were back there.
He's intent on shooting today, Joe Cole, isn't he? Every time he gets a sight of goal, he's going to have a bang.
No scoring here, no scoring in the other match in this section that kicked off at the same time as this game. It's Wales 0, Austria 0, the Millennium Stadium. Capaldi. Now Jeff Whitley scored against Wales in that very entertaining 2-2 draw last autumn. Northern Ireland played the bulk of that match with only 9 men. a carnival atmosphere inside Old Trafford on this Easter Saturday afternoon. David Beckham. And both Beckham and Rooney toppling over. And Murdoch can't quite believe that the free kick has gone against Northern Ireland.
Well, they were falling like pins in a bowling alley there. Rooney goes down first. And then Murdoch, well, I think he was guilty. He takes Owen out of it.
Can England make this set piece count?
We've seen very little of David Beckham so far in the first 28 minutes.
Steven Gerrard alongside David Beckham, but the free kick is eventually taken. Oh, good save by Taylor to deny Beckham.
Beckham strikes it well. He strikes it to the near post, and it is going to curve in there. Beautiful ball by Beckham. There was some curve on it.
It wasn't cleared away properly to begin with. Now it is. Gary Neville.
Well, Sanchez's choice of keeper is certainly working out, isn't it? I mean, he's had a great game so far, Taylor.
In Northern Ireland and in Birmingham they know how good he is, but I think he's often been underrated in the past, Mike Taylor. Now it's Gary Neville and headed away by Colin Murdoch. Neville again. Lampard. His Chelsea teammate Joe Cole supporting there on that left-hand side. That's a tremendous skill by Cole. Away by Murdoch once more. It's been a busy man back there for Northern Ireland. Now Neville. Ashley Cole. Joe Cole. Gerrard. It's away by Capaldi. Capaldi, who's desperately trying to help Plymouth Argyle remain in the Championship. One of many teams in the relegation zone. Stuart Elliott, on the other hand, scoring goals for fun this season for Hull City in League One. So the instructions come from General Sanchez. Approaching the 30-minute mark and still no scoring here at Old Trafford.
Northern Ireland starting to get overrun a little bit here. England really starting to tighten the screws on them.
England wanted the early goal to try to steady nerves, but it hasn't arrived as Joe Cole plays it in low and hard. The other Cole, Ashley of that ilk. Gerrard. Rooney. That long-range shot earlier, and here's another one. Fizzed in with pace by Wayne Rooney. It didn't miss by much.
Well, Rooney's on fire today, just smacking these in here. There were appeals for a corner kick. I don't see it getting the touch at all. And you just wonder how long Northern Ireland can survive this bombardment without giving up on it, because in the last 10 minutes, England have just pinned them back in their own area.
Northern Ireland went through that dreadful international run not so long ago. Nearly 1,300 total minutes of international football without scoring.
Couldn't buy a goal, never mind score it, the way things went for them.
They're a more confident team under Laurie Sanchez. About Ashley Cole. Joe Cole now. And Ashley Cole again. England trying to wear down Northern Ireland here. Made by Chris Baird. Baird, the 23-year-old from Ballymena. Ashley Cole looking for options. Quickly. Just preventing any damage from Joe Cole.
One thing about the Northern Ireland defence, they don't panic too easily. They look very composed back there, even when they're under pressure. Johnson certainly looks like he can play a bit.
There's Damien Johnson, the former Blackburn Rovers player, now playing for Birmingham in the Premiership.
Once again, Healy is just giving it away, and he's yet to be taken away from it. This time he knocks it into the touch himself. He's got to hold up the ball. Healy's got to hold up the ball and allow Northern Ireland to get some players forward and support, which is probably easier said than done when Rio Ferdinand's all over your back.
This is England's 9th match here at Old Trafford, historically speaking. They've won 4 of the previous 8 games here. They've lost just twice, to Scotland in 1926 and to Denmark in 2003. Beckham. Now it's Gerrard for England. And Gillespie's managed to get the break of the ball. Thwarted by Frank Lampard. Gillespie playing for Leicester City these days under Craig Levein in the Championship. Like Plymouth Argyle, we mentioned Plymouth in connection with Capaldi. They're one of the teams almost in the relegation zone, certainly still in the fight to avoid relegation.
Well, Gillespie, of course, famous for the wrong things, betting £40,000 a day on horses and stuff like that.
This is David Healy.
That's what Healy has to do, Derek.
A decent ball by Gillespie, but Elliott couldn't get on the end of it. And now Beckham tailing forward here for England.
Not good tearing forward when you give it away like that, is it?
It's Aaron Hughes who headed it away for Northern Ireland. Now Jeff Whitley. He's reinvented himself. Promotion chasing Sunderland. A vital cog in Northern Ireland's hard-working midfield. And Healy finds himself in the offside position.
I think it's a good call.
11 minutes to go to half-time, and Northern Ireland ought not to be too unhappy with how things have gone so far, Tommy.
Not at all, not at all. A draw would be ideal for Northern Ireland here. It would be a huge shock if Northern Ireland were to get a draw against England. And they have played well enough. I mean, England probably had enough of chances to have this game won. But that's what it's all about. If you don't put it away, the Green Army are here in style today.
It's a big day out for them. I mentioned that their official ticket allocation was in excess of 6,000, around 6,400 to be exact. But there are many more from Northern Ireland who are here in the Manchester area. They've actually opened up the City of Manchester Stadium, Manchester City's ground, and got the big screen working there. Damien Johnson couldn't get by Ashley Cole.
They've always been well supported. Northern Ireland, even when they were going badly, they still can count on good support, a very loyal support.
Gillespie. There's Gerrard, who put himself about for England. Whitley. Was that a clean tackle by Joe Cole? Apparently it wasn't. And an irate Joe Cole. Chris Baird, the recipient of the free kick.
Well, it was a clean. He got the ball all right, but then he went on the scissors. He cut Baird down.
And now England must pause for thought. Northern Ireland are no slouches at set pieces. Murdoch and Hughes, the central defenders, have gone forward. And Elliott for Northern Ireland. Nothing comes of it. It's away by Ashley Cole. Just a rash moment by Joe Cole to concede the free kick in the first place. It's Gillespie with the throw for Northern Ireland. This is Capaldi. It's a very sweet left foot. Tony Capaldi, now Healy. Gillespie. Johnson. Decent little spell of passing here from Northern Ireland, but not really making much headway. Murdoch. It's a fantastic ball by Colin Murdoch. Perfect for David Healy. It's the most authoritative spell of the match so far. Away by Gerrard in the end. It's come to Rooney. Trying to go around the outside of Keith Gillespie. The challenge by Gillespie superbly timed. Ferdinand. Gary Neville. Steven Gerrard. Sven-Göran Eriksson did stress earlier on this week that results, in his view, were far more important than playing champagne football. Gerrard. That wasn't champagne football. The idea was good, but it didn't quite work out. For Gary Neville hugging this near right-hand touchline.
Well, it certainly would have been the longest pass of the day for Eriksson as he has a chat here. You can't be all that happy. I mean, you're coming close to half-time. You still haven't managed to get the ball in the net. You've had a couple of chances, all right. One came off the post, a couple of good saves by Taylor. But basically, England haven't looked very good.
Sven-Göran Eriksson is sitting alongside Steve McLaren, who's the manager of Middlesbrough, and assistant to the Swede. Gillespie. Now Baird. Hughes just scraping it back to Mike Taylor, who's done everything right so far. And Beckham is looking at the referee, wanting the free kick after Doherty's challenge came in. Now Stuart Elliott just showing too much of the ball there to the England defenders, and Beckham was alert to the situation. No scrap in midfield. Joe Cole's come away with it, and Beckham's come away with it. Michael Owen. Beckham, his Real Madrid teammate. And Lampard! Taylor again. You get the feeling it's going to take something very special from England to get the better of Mike Taylor.
Well, that looked like a very special move. There were a couple of good players involved in it. And then when Lampard comes up with the shot, might have been going around the post, but Taylor made sure it was. He just swatted it away.
This is top-notch goalkeeping we're watching from the Northern Ireland #1. 5 minutes to half-time. Beckham with the England corner. It missed Terry. It's come back to Gerrard. He tried to place it.
Well, certainly Northern Ireland would breathe a sigh of relief after that one. It looked like Gerrard had a great opportunity trying to place it in. He was trying to cut it in, but Murdoch made a mistake heading it out to just wide of the post. But Taylor's been the man of the match so far.
Who can forget that 1988 FA Cup final? Laurie Sanchez, the goal-scoring hero for Wimbledon, the crazy gang as they were known. They upset the form book, upset just about everything. Defeated Liverpool, a star-studded Liverpool side it was. Rio Ferdinand for England. Gary Neville. As the Northern Ireland defenders funnel back once again. Joe Cole. And the Northern Ireland players hounding, hassling and harrying whenever possible here. Michael Owen, with Hughes trying to stay with him. And it's Lampard. It's away by Doherty. Owen again. So they painstakingly try to break them down here, England. The appeal for a free kick. As Steven Gerrard came off second best there.
Well, there's nobody certainly pulling back from tackles out there, and this time Capaldi comes in, and he certainly went through on that tackle.
Flicked on by Beckham. And the big boot there from Doherty. Bristol City player. Murdoch's been a tower of strength at the back. Ferdinand. And England seem to have a decent shout for a free kick there, and it's been given in favour of Ashley Cole. Well, Keith Gillespie pleading his case, feeling that Cole was at it. Tommy Smith?
Well, I think Keith Gillespie fouled them. I mean, you realise when you're up against David Beckham and company, this is exactly the spot on the field that David Beckham would like to be in.
England so far have been up against a goalkeeper in Mike Taylor, who's on top of his game. Here's David Beckham on top of his game. And it was a token appeal for handball. As we inch towards half-time here at Old Trafford, and it's Rooney for England. Joe Cole has been trying to work his magic. Played in by Gary Neville, but too obvious. An easy meet really for Colin Murdoch.
Most things have been easy meat for the big man today in the middle. He's been sensational in there.
Last gasps of the first half. And Lampard, lovely play it was, as he veered into position. And the difficulty for England has been getting it through that forest of Northern Ireland legs just on the edge of the penalty area. Rooney back into reverse gear to Lampard. Gerrard. And Taylor's there.
England starting to get a little bit frustrated. You can tell they're just starting. You can see the faces starting to get scrunched up a little bit.
It's not really the first half Sven-Göran Eriksson and Steve McLaren had in mind. Gillespie. Ashley Cole, strong in the challenge. But the first 45 minutes have come and gone here at Old Trafford. And Northern Ireland will be delighted with this situation. Less so, I fancy, Sven-Göran Eriksson. A couple of chances for England, but this man, Mike Taylor, has been in splendid form, propelling them at every turn. Rooney was unlucky when his header came back off the post. But at half-time here in Manchester on this Easter Saturday, it's England 0, Northern Ireland 0.
As far as Northern Ireland are concerned, they're so happy that he is, and Murdoch has been a tower of strength at the back.
The drama continues on this Easter Saturday. And England are preparing to kick off the second half here at Old Trafford, attacking the Stretford end of the ground. Laurie Sanchez knows a thing or two about springing surprises. He did that with Wimbledon back in 1988 in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Rio Ferdinand at the back for England. Now John Terry. Tremendous energy from the Northern Ireland players. Of course, technically inferior, there can be no denying that. But it doesn't always come down to technique.
Well, it certainly came down to determination in the first half and how hungry they were. And Northern Ireland looked the hungriest side out there. And this would be, even a draw here would be a major surprise.
Official attendance, as you can see, just over 65,000. And it's Frank Lampard for England. Rooney. To make a quick-fire start to the second half. It's come to Joe Cole. There it is! Joe Cole in the form of his young life. It's the perfect start to the second half for England. Just what Sven-Göran Eriksson would have wanted. The Northern Ireland defender is a bit slow in reacting to that. And Cole, in his first competitive start for England, has his third goal for England.
Well, the ball was played out exactly the way he wanted it. A mistake by Capaldi. Capaldi played the ball back out to Cole. It looked like the danger was averted, but Cole turns around and he puts the bulge in the old onion bag right into the corner of it. Capaldi gave him probably one of the best passes he got all day, and Cole makes no mistake. Taylor had no chance, and it's just exactly what England wanted in the second half.
Disappointing moment for Tony Capaldi, but a joyous one for Joe Cole. And it's England 1, Northern Ireland 0. We saw little adventure from Northern Ireland in the first half. The focus was firmly on trying to keep England at bay. Now, will they open up? Can they open up? There's Murdoch trying to keep Michael Owen quiet. Slight suspicion of handball there. It's gone back to the goalkeeper, back to Mike Taylor. He was powerless to prevent that goal from Chelsea's Joe Cole for England. Here he is again. He's full of running. He's contesting every decision. A wry smile there from the youngster. Sven-Göran Eriksson was saying just yesterday that it's a very different Joe Cole now in terms of his playing style. He feels that he's matured quite a bit too as a human being.
I think you see Sanchez trying to tell them, you got to loft the ball, you got to move the ball, play the ball long, try to get in behind that England defence.
England 1, Northern Ireland 0. And that tackle was late from Keith Gillespie. As Ashley Cole hobbles back up onto his feet. We've not seen a single booking handed out by the German referee Wolfgang Stark in this match. Gerrard. Such a commanding season for Liverpool, and Gerrard again here. So away in the end by Whitley. Rooney. Free kick.
Well, everything's running right for England now, and Northern Ireland starting to get frustrated.
And Damian Johnson is shown the yellow card. 49 minutes into this match, the first booking.
That was more for what he said than what he did, as Rooney makes the turn here, and he gets away from the first attempt to tackle. Then he gets hit by the players coming forward. Johnson takes the ball away, and it was what he said to the referee that got him booked.
It's David Beckham standing over the free kick, but he actually steps aside in the end. And Frank Lampard right by his side. A bit of confusion. So the second ball is cleared off the park. Johnson, the player, booked then.
Oh, that was sporting in Northern Ireland to give it away like that.
Neville. Gerrard. Lovely flick to Owen. Corner to England. England moving almost inexorably into top gear. David Beckham's corner, and Lampard was up there for the header. It's Damian Johnson. Johnson, one of 4 players representing Premiership clubs in the starting 11 for Northern Ireland. Now this is Ashley Cole. Owen. Rooney. English tails are up after that goal from Joe Cole. Now Neville. Again, Murdoch was well positioned for Northern Ireland. Healy has been ploughing a lone furrow up front. And John Terry got the better of him quite comprehensively that time. Lampard. They're trying to work the 1-2, and they're in again. Here surely a second goal for England. Michael Owen. The Northern Ireland defence ripped apart. And Owen doesn't generally miss from that sort of range. Well, a quiet celebration from the manager, but more joy for England. They couldn't have wished for a better beginning to the second half. First it was Joe Cole, and now it's Michael Owen.
Well, this ball breaks. A nice run down the middle here. The ball is played inside. There was opportunities to clear it out of there, but Michael Owen just smacks it home. Lampard making a great run, great movement in it. Rooney's involved. Ball comes back across. Lampard looks like he's going to follow it up, and Owen goes the opposite way, and he just slips it over Taylor. Taylor had no chance of that one, and England are in top gear now.
2 goals, 6 minutes apart. And Paul Robinson has had so little to do.
I think that's his first touch on the ball.
Fancy footwork from Joe Cole. Beckham. And Gary Neville. England exuding much more confidence in the second half, and Rooney keeps going here. It's a 3rd goal. Owen celebrates again as he flicked it home after a piece of wizardry from Wayne Rooney. 2 goals inside a minute for Michael Owen.
On England's goal scored by number 10, Michael Owen.
And it's all gone wrong for Northern Ireland.
Well, this is a case of Rooney taking on Murdoch and just beating him cleanly. Watch, a couple of moves here. Capaldi is also in the mix here. Murdoch commits himself, can pull Rooney down even, and Rooney, using his strength, he bulldogs his way through, and then as he flicks it through, Michael Owen comes through, and Ericsson said, hey, that's why I want to have him on the team, as he just slips it through. The keeper had no chance, but Northern Ireland are just reeling at the moment.
And Michael Owen takes his haul of international goals to 30 now, and this is 68th match for England. We had the England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson as a guest on our ESPN Soccernet Press Pass programme recently, and we asked him about Michael Owen, if he was worried that in the long run it would affect his England form, being on the bench for Real Madrid rather than starting, and he more or less said that irrespective of what happens, he would want Michael Owen as his first choice striker.
But I think he would be happier if he was playing first team football. He said, you know, he said definitely he was going to use Owen, but as to be expected, I mean, you would want him playing first team football.
First choice, first team football at that.
It's fine to have him well rested, as he's showing today that he's well rested and he's not suffering anything from it.
Joe Cole. They attack Northern Ireland from all angles here. It's a very different England side that we're watching in the second half. Ashley Cole goes down inside the area, stumbling more than anything. Goal kick.
It's a funny old game, you know. Capaldi makes a terrible mistake, gives the ball away, and all of a sudden the rot just sets in. I think that's an own goal. I don't think Michael Owen gets that goal at all. I wouldn't give it to him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wouldn't give it to him. That's an own goal. That ball was put into the back of the net by Beard.
Well, the debate has commenced. Michael Owen was very keen to claim it, and
Sure was.
you heard the public address announcer here say it was given immediately to Michael Owen. The English supporters, as you heard from them just a few seconds ago, are HAPPY, irrespective of who scored that goal.
Well, it counts as a third one on the scoreboard, and that's all that's important.
Gerrard for England. He's patrolled the central midfield area with aplomb and authority. And Joe Cole has really been up for this. A reserve at Chelsea for so long this season. Then, of course, Arjen Robben picked up the injury, and Joe Cole became the first choice. Hasn't looked back. Gerrard.
He certainly had a tremendous influence today.
Beckham eyeing the target.
Oh, Beckham wide open in the middle. Gives it a real lash. It just curves around a little bit.
Let me just run through some other scores for you. In Group 1, Armenia defeated Andorra by 2-1. They're underway in Prague. It's the Czech Republic 1, Finland 0. Liverpool's Milan Baros with the goal there for the Czech Republic. The other match in this section in Cardiff stands at Wales 0, Austria 0, with 54 minutes on the clock there.
It's amazing how well Baros plays internationally, and you would have to say he doesn't play that well with Liverpool.
He's a bit winded, I think, here, Ashley Cole.
I think he got a dig in the gut as well.
Ledley King and Jamie Carragher are warming up as we speak. He's been a regular under Sven-Göran Eriksson, has Arsenal's Ashley Cole. Made his debut for England, of course, way back in March of 2001. And he was still just 20. He's going to be okay here. But Northern Ireland are going to make a substitution. And Steve Davis coming on. This is what happened to Joe Cole right at the start of the second half. Fabulous finish.
That set the rot in as far as Northern Ireland were concerned.
Steve Davis of Aston Villa made his international debut in the 1-0 defeat home to Canada last month, and he's come on here for Doherty.
Well, like so many of the Northern Ireland midfield, Doherty slipped out of the game completely here in the second half. They've been overrun by England in those first 15 minutes of the second half.
First substitution by Lori Sanchez. And at a certain point you've got to make the calculation whether you want to keep things open and keep having a go at England, or whether you want to simply avoid embarrassment. And embarrassment is now possible for Northern Ireland, what with 31 minutes still remaining.
Yeah, and the way England have been firing on all cylinders here in the second half, they could run up a huge score. It won't be the 13-0 you referred to in the first half, but it could be substantial if they don't decide to play it a lot tighter.
It's that 13-0 coming way back in 1882.
And I wasn't there, just in case you're interested.
And prodded forward for Northern Ireland by Gillespie. Capaldi had got deep into England territory. Tremendous composure by Ferdinand. To England here, and as you can see there, the statisticians have changed it and given that as an own goal. Not Michael Owen's goal, that third goal.
Well, I kind of figured he looked a little bit sheepish the way he was celebrating. He wasn't all that into it.
Flicked on by Murdoch for Northern Ireland. Whitley. And Owen did well. Beckham. He's away like a hare. That low ball towards Rooney. And Hughes concedes the corner. And there's danger whenever John Terry goes forward at corners. But it comes from Beckham. Rooney couldn't get ahead to it. Lampard. Now Steven Gerrard. Joe Cole. Beckham. Joe Cole, it was a wild swing of a challenge there by Damian Johnson. Now Lampard. Oh, it's second a deflection. Taylor had no chance. 4-0 to England. Lampard will claim the goal, but the deflection was a big part of the story.
Oh, Lampard just taking the shot and it comes off Murdoch's head. I mean, Lampard may get the credit for it, but Murdoch certainly beat the keeper with it. The keeper looked like he was going towards the flight of the ball, towards where Lampard was hitting it, and all of a sudden this defence, who looked so good in the first half, looked absolutely dismal here in the second half. I mean, England have turned on the style here in the second half, there's no question about that, but Northern Ireland have certainly their game suffered after the break.
So interpretations for the statistically minded here at Old Trafford. Lampard would dearly love to add to his total of England goals and increase it to 8. There are those who would be firmly in the corner that that ought to be an own goal against Colin Murdoch. Whatever way you look at that, it's England 4, Northern Ireland 0.
Yeah, I'm told the statisticians look at it, if the ball is going to be on target, to give it to the man who shot it. That one certainly looked like it was going to be on target. I'm not sure it would have went in. Not sure I buy that theory in either.
Now Baird. Old Trafford was looking a bit like Northern Ireland's theatre of dreams in the first 45 minutes. It's become very quickly their stadium of nightmares. Rio Ferdinand for England. Ashley Cole.
Well, England just moving the ball around at will now. They're stroking it anywhere they want to go with it.
Difficult one it was for Baird. Gets his head to it.
You knew from the beginning it was always going to be difficult for Northern Ireland because the gulf in class was there. I thought they played way above themselves in the first half. England looked like they let them off the hook a number of times, but in the second half, any opportunities England got, they've put them away. Maybe got a little bit of a break here and there, but that's what it's all about. I mean, it could have been 4-0 at half-time just as easily.
Ferdinand across the England defence to John Terry. How quickly, how rapidly things have changed in the second half. And you would certainly think the opportunity's there now for Sven-Göran Eriksson to experiment just a little bit.
Well, you would imagine that he would take the opportunity to have a look at all his subs anyhow. I mean, that's his track record, isn't it? He likes to look at subs.
Certainly in friendlies. Now Ashley Cole. Rooney.
This is turning out to be even easier than a friendly.
And Ashley Cole's challenge on the substitute Steve Davis. And Davis has managed to win a free kick for that.
Well, Ashley Cole Little bit unfortunate here. Again, he wins the ball, but as we saw earlier, he follows through with that part of the tackle the referee's taken exception to, and he's calling him on it each time.
Nodded on by Colin Murdoch for Northern Ireland. Joe Cole. Excitement here at Old Trafford whenever Joe Cole touches the ball. Impossible to dispossess. Owen. And Baird. Corner to England.
Great run by Cole. He's just got such perfect balance when he's on the ball. He just, as you said, it's almost impossible to take it away with him. It's almost like he has a string tied to it.
Ninth corner for England then. Terry and Ferdinand, as usual. Up there inside the area as Beckham takes it. And Taylor finally claims it. He's a much improved player, John Terry. I think even this season you can detect an improvement in his overall game, and much of the credit for that has got to go to his new gaffer, Jose Mourinho. Gerrard. Rooney. Running hard at Murdoch. Murdoch did just enough, but it's Gary Neville who sweeps it in. And Taylor only as far as Joe Cole. England threatening again here. And Beckham's drive. Hit with ferocity, but not with the requisite accuracy.
Well, Taylor just knocks the ball out, and Joe Cole sets it up perfectly for Beckham coming through. Lampard is inside, but he can't get a touch on it.
Rather forlorn-looking Laurie Sanchez now. Damian Johnson for Northern Ireland. Now Baird. And Elliott's had very little to say for himself. Man who's been a goal-scoring machine for Hull City. They're a promotion drive, trying to make it up from League One to the Championship. So they quickly switch things forward again, England. Owen. Rooney. Owen. Does he have the angle here against Newcastle United's Aaron Hughes? It was good defending by Hughes. It's Beckham. And oh! And the boots were flying. Joe Cole. No respite here for Northern Ireland. And Chris Baird happy, I think, to concede the corner.
Oh, well, it's just so easy for England now. They're flashing in and doing what they want to. Everybody's getting involved. Michael Owen, he just took the ball a little bit too deep. Hughes did a good job of defending him.
Now Rooney wasn't closed down. He's slicing it wide.
I think the one thing that Ericsson is going to be a little bit concerned with is the amount of opportunities that they've had from the outside that they haven't put away. He's going to make a substitute.
He's got substitutes available and at the ready. Kieran Dyer is going to come on. I think Owen Hargreaves is going to make his way out onto the park as well. Just over 20 minutes remaining here at Old Trafford. Can England inflict further damage upon Northern Ireland? Or is 4-0 enough? Davis. Control by Elliott. Johnson. A tale of woe for Northern Ireland. Baird. This is Whitley. 26-year-old Sunderland midfielder, born actually in Zambia. Former Manchester City man. Healy has been very quiet in this second half. At least forces the goalkeeper Robinson into action.
Probably his first save of the afternoon.
Headed away by Hughes. And Baird couldn't keep it in play. And now we're going to have this double substitution for England. Steven Gerrard to be replaced by Owen Hargreaves. And David Beckham will be replaced here by Kieran Dyer. So the captain departs with 18 minutes to go, because he has been bothered by that back problem for the last few weeks. So perhaps being withdrawn here as a precautionary measure by Sven-Göran Eriksson. The captain's armband has been passed over to Michael Owen. Rooney. And he's only just come on. Kieran Dyer. Lampard! Denied by the woodwork. England in full flight again.
Oh, the Northern Ireland defence is dead. I asked that question in the first half, you know, what would happen. Dyer was the man who just came into the game, and Lampard should have buried this. But the question being asked in the first half, I was asking Derek, was could they withstand all the pressure? Obviously they can't. They're dead on their feet out there. England are just running riot at the moment. I wonder when is the first time. It's probably the first time that that's ever happened, that England have taken their captain off, and the man who replaced them as captain, the two of them playing outside of the country, two Real Madrid players.
Gary Neville felt certain he got the ball, and judged instead to have got Keith Gillespie.
Well, the two of them came up through the youth ranks of Manchester United. Gary Neville hadn't a prayer, as well as getting Keith Gillespie handle the ball on the ground.
Gary Neville's 75th appearance for England, and I think Gillespie's going to be okay. England 4, Northern Ireland 0. Now Jermaine Defoe is getting ready to come on. Little imagination, little variety from Northern Ireland. Of course, the main focus was on keeping the door shut at the back. Once England scored the first goal through Joe Cole, and the floodgates were forced well and truly open. Murdoch.
Well, I must say I wasn't all that impressed by England in the first half, but you have to be impressed with the way they played in the second half. They've controlled the ball, they've taken their chances.
Ashley Cole, Joe Cole, and Owen Hargreaves, the Bayern Munich player. Of course, born in Canada, and grew up in Canada.
Well, I think England's gain was Canada's loss.
The feeling is that he might well be on his way to English football next season. He's never played in English club football. Reportedly unhappy at Bayern Munich. A quarter of an hour to go. England have turned on the style in the second half.
I wonder if Bayern Munich won the Champions League, would that make him happier?
This is Owen Hargreaves. Now Joe Cole. Ashley Cole. Rooney. Lampard. Rooney. The exciting Joe Cole. Owen Hargreaves. Northern Northern Ireland struggling to get a touch of the ball. And again it's Baird.
This has really become embarrassing for Northern Ireland. I mean, they're not at the races anymore. You said embarrassment. Well, England really haven't put on the pressure. You imagine they could have scored another one or two. Maybe they will yet.
An easy run by Lampard. And Whitley was trying to flick that one away. And apparently it came off Frank Lampard last of all.
Certainly looked from my angle that it was a corner kick, but it's going to be a goal kick for Northern Ireland.
And there is Jermaine Defoe, the Tottenham striker. And does this mean the end of the afternoon for Wayne Rooney, I wonder? If England can go on to defeat Azerbaijan at St James's Park on Wednesday, they'll have taken a giant step towards qualifying for the World Cup finals. Poland, their only serious rivals in the section, but England have already gone to Hojuf and recorded a victory. Ashley Cole's header. Joe Cole. It's Hargreaves. It almost worked out.
Well, you know, the good thing, if you're an England fan, the good thing you have to look forward to is, you know, the two Coles are only going to get better. You know Rooney is probably going to get better. So there's a lot of good young talent out there for England. And you know what Michael Owen can do. I mean, everybody knows what he can do. And everybody knows what Gerrard is capable of as well. Lampard, there's a few questions at the back. I mean, can Terry keep improving the way he is and play the type of football that he's playing? He'd be a big asset for them.
I think England are as strong as any country in the world in the centre of the defence. Keep in mind Sol Campbell still out injured. To have John Terry potentially as a reserve is astonishing, really. Player of that calibre.
I mean, Ferdinand he looks so capable of covering everything at the back, doesn't he?
Rooney has Whitley for company. Kieran Dyer, a player on the rise again. After a miserable start to the season, he had the big fallout with Sir Bobby Robson, the former Newcastle United manager. He's very much back on song now, Dyer. Lampard. England strolling through this game now. Owen. Now Davis. And that's a beautifully threaded ball. David Healy. England for once on the back foot. Terry's there.
For some reason, Neville looks a better fit with England than he does with Manchester United, doesn't he? I mean, he doesn't have, of course, the same responsibilities for England as he does with United. And it looks like he's a much better player with them.
A bit of adventure there from Wayne Rooney. I think it's one of the underestimated features of the England setup. The understanding that Gary Neville enjoys with David Beckham. They played together for so long on the right-hand side for Manchester United. They have an almost telepathic understanding. And Rooney does indeed depart the scene here with 10 minutes to go. And on comes the Spurs live wire. 22-year-old Jermaine Defoe made his debut for England in Sweden 12 months ago. This will be his 9th cap.
Well, there's no doubt in Rooney's ability and his determination. You just wonder if he can keep his temper in check. That's probably his biggest threat.
Now Baird with a free kick. He hoists it in for Northern Ireland. Here's Dyer. Neville. Yes, there's every reason to believe that this England side could very well reach its peak at the World Cup finals in Germany next year. It's by no means an ageing side. Now Dyer. Oh, wonderful run by Kieran Dyer. And Owen! Michael Owen trying to sweep it home. An instinctive attempt at finishing.
And I think that's one of the strong suits that England have, is they have good subs. They have good cover at most positions. This is a good run by Dyer. Makes the move into the box. The only one thing that has to concern Ericsson is their lack of finishing today. England have had a number of opportunities, and I know they're leading 4-0, but that's no excuse for Michael Owen to miss an opportunity like that, or Beckham missed one a little bit earlier. You got to have good finishing.
Let me just take this moment to update you on what's happening elsewhere. In Group 1, as we said earlier, full-time score, Armenia 2, Andorra 1. The Czech Republic now lead Finland 2-0. Milan Baros had the first goal. Tomas Rosicki with the second. It's Liechtenstein 0, Russia 1 in Group 3 after 35 minutes. Kerzhakov with the goal for the Russians. The other match in this section, Wales 0, Austria 0. And they have just over 10 minutes left there. In Group 8, Bulgaria 0, Sweden 1. That's the latest score early in the second half in Sofia. Freddie Ljungberg of Arsenal with the goal for the Swedes after 17 minutes. Well, the heels of Hargreaves clipped that time by Whitley. The referee was in a good position to judge. Owen. And his heels were clipped.
Oh, Owen getting a good run out here and coming across. Davis just caught him.
And those of you watching down under will no doubt be aware that Australia took on Iraq in a friendly last night, and a 2-1 win for the Aussies. Well done. Can England add to their already impressive total here this afternoon? Hargreaves and Lampard together. It's Hargreaves. Simple really for Mike Taylor.
Not a whole lot of imagination the way that was hit, right down the middle, right into the keeper's hands.
Although Taylor's conceded 4 goals, it's very hard to find fault with the Northern Ireland goalkeeper.
No, he was hung out to dry a number of times.
Made a series of excellent saves in the first half. And Kieran Dyer has just drifted into the offside position.
It's a nice luxury to be fit to take somebody like Dyer onto your team. I mean, if you're in a bit of trouble in midfield, Ericsson knows that Dyer will drive you forward. And Dyer seemed like he was out of favour for a while, but he's definitely back. He's back in flavour now.
Looks as though another substitution for Northern Ireland is in the offing. Steve Jones of Crewe Alexandra will be the man to come on. We've got 6 minutes to go here at Old Trafford.
Oh, Murdoch has tried hard. He's really been in the game. He's been under a lot of pressure here in the second half.
Joe Cole spinning like a top again for England.
You'd probably have to say that Joe Cole was the man of the match.
I don't think you get too many arguments there, Tommy. Now, Damian Johnson. And was it more awkward than anything? That challenge that came in from John Terry on Stuart Elliott.
Looked like Elliott was gone by him, and he just got enough of him to take Elliott out of his stride.
Stuart Elliott was saying before this match he'd never even been here to Old Trafford, let alone played in a match. As again England slow down the pace of the game. Victory assured. They can move on from here with confidence to the match against Azerbaijan. To be played at St James's Park on Wednesday. And that's a match that most of you will be able to see here on ESPN.
It should be another 3 points. What did that leave him? 16 points on top of the table.
Of course, there is the chance that Poland can match them stride for stride. Moving forward, but Poland still have to come here to England, having already lost to England in Hojuf. Poland face Azerbaijan later on tonight. And of course, they play host to Northern Ireland on Wednesday. Kieran Dyer trying to show Capaldi a clean pair of heels. Gary Neville. It's come to Joe Cole. That was tidy, intelligent play by the substitute Davis. But given away. And Hargreaves was there. Low trajectory shot. Johnson. Ashley Cole was able to thwart him. Lampard. Neville. Dyer. Well, the old cliche about football being a game of two halves was never more apt. England by no means poor in the first half, but just lacked the cutting edge in front of goal. Different story in the second half. They've piled on the goals. Ashley Cole. Just steers it off Damian Johnson. And a double substitution here by Laurie Sanchez. In addition to Steve Jones, Andy Kirk will come on. And Jeff Whitley, one of the players, going off. He's run his legs off for Northern Ireland this afternoon, but to no avail in the end. Steve Jones, from a family of Manchester United fans, the Crewe Alexandra player. He'll thoroughly enjoy even his 2 minutes plus stoppage time run here.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit unusual to take on substitutes 88 minutes into the game. I mean, give them a break. Take them in a little bit before that. You're down 4-0. I mean, why do you wait until there's 2 minutes left in the game?
Andy Kirk for David Healy, the second substitution. It's actually the third altogether by Laurie Sanchez. Now Joe Cole for England. In many ways, England were on a hiding to nothing before a ball was kicked. They were fully expected to dispose of Northern Ireland with ease here. Had they failed to do so, then questions would have been asked about Sven-Göran Eriksson and about many of these England players. But 4-0 against Northern Ireland, 4-0 against the team ranked 111th in the world. Nobody's going to get too excited, but it has been a performance of quality. Cole. Jermaine Defoe. Joe Cole again. And does he have the angle here? Didn't have much of an angle. And for the last 25 minutes or so, this has been akin to a training exercise for England.
And not even a good training exercise at this stage to win Northern Ireland have performed.
Owen Hargreaves. Frank Lampard. Johnson. Hughes. And a clear free kick. And Hughes is getting caught. 90 minutes have come and gone, and we're going to have a couple of minutes of time added on for stoppages. Well, an enjoyable day out here in Manchester for the Northern Ireland fans nonetheless. They'll make their own entertainment. Give me little doubt about that. And they'll be disappointed with how things have ended here. after it looked so promising for them at the end of 45 minutes.
Well, I guess at half-time they were happy, but at full-time they're going to be not so happy.
Lampard. As Dyer flicks it back to this left-hand side to Frank Lampard. England are cruising. Lampard gives it away straight to Jones, the substitute. Even when England make a little mistake, they're able to recover quickly from it. Dyer, Owen, Joe Cole, Jermaine Defoe. It's crowded out in the end there as Colin Murdoch trying to make his presence felt inside the area. One final chance for John Terry to get on the end of a corner. Instead, it's a conservative approach here from England. Gary Neville. And he fires it in. Mike Taylor was swiftly off his line. Well, we speculated as to what Sven-Göran Eriksson might have said to his players during the half-time interval here at Old Trafford. Whatever words of wisdom were imparted certainly did the trick. A very different England in the second half here. And 4 goals inside that dramatic spell right at the start of the second half. 4 goals in 17 minutes. With Michael Owen getting on target after Joe Cole had given them the lead. A Baird own goal, even though Owen claimed it. And then Lampard with a speculative shot that took a deflection off Murdoch. England worthy winners in the end. Disappointment for Northern Ireland. It's finished. England 4, Northern Ireland 0.